Hello everyone, this is Maureen and welcome to My Crochet Story, where I share with you two things that I love, teaching and crochet. Today I am here to share with you a book that I just picked up the other day from Joann's. But before I get to that, let me tell you thank you to all of you that are here. You know that I always appreciate the time that you are willing to take to see what it is that I not only have or to see what I'm chit-chatting on, what I'm making. So thank you again for being here. If you're new to my channel, special welcome in to you. And I do hope that at the end of this video, you will go to my channel and check out the rest of the videos that I have, and then hit that subscribe button down there in the corner. Look for the bell that has the little hugs on the side because it'll notify you every time I upload a video. And there's got to be something on my channel that you might like to see. So, with all of that said, let's talk about this new book. For the past several years, I believe that the Granny Square has come into its own. Granny Squares, especially back when I was a little girl, they were all about blankets. You could do granny squares, granny squares, granny squares, as many as you wanted, whatever size you wanted, and they made beautiful blankets. And every once in a while, you would see them, like maybe for a pillow, um, maybe in a handbag, but most of the time they were just used for blankets. But they have, as I said, really come into their own because now you see them everywhere. You see them in garments that you can wear, like cardigans, skirts, tops, little shrugs. You see them in hats. You see them as ear warmers. You see them as uh, bags, whether it's for like a shoulder purse bag, whether it's just a little clutch, even our project bags. A lot of times, we do that. And just here recently, in the last couple of years anyway, they've evolved again into a 3D granny square. Who would have thought, right? They're not just a little uh, three stitch, pattern anymore. We see them in, well, just let me show you this book here that I found. It's called The 3D Granny Square. Look at that. That just gives you a little bit of an idea of what all is in this book. In fact, folks, there is quite a bit that it does cover. Let's see. Okay, so let's talk about that. First, let me tell you who it's presented by. Uh, 100 crochet patterns for pop-up granny squares, and that's what it's called. It's produced by Katie Moore, Sharna Moore, and Celie Seaman. So, the table of contents here, there are squares that you can make for food and drink, like little coasters, some that have little fruit and vegetables on them. There's some that have some animal magic, which I really thought was very, very cute. Let's see. There's some that have some motifs on them, some that are very abstract, some that celebrate things like Christmas and Easter. And then there is a section right here at the first, no, excuse me, right in the back that talk about the types of stitches that are used to do each one of these little squares, how to finish them off, and it also discusses the designers of the squares. So let's kind of get started in here. I really do like, it has right here at the first, how to use the book. It has a chart here about the different colors of yarn, and it has some basic stitches here, and especially how they are used. I hope you're being able to see that. Yeah, I hope you're being able to see that. What the markings look like, because not only is this in text form, but it's also in chart form, which I really, really like. And then, of course, this pink section that you saw over here is all the abbreviations, you know, in case you run across something you don't know what it is, then it has all the abbreviations here and what stitch is trying to describe for you. So here we go. This is just a collection of some of the things that we're going to see in here. Hope you can see all of that. All right, this is called the squares. So let's kind of get started here. Now these first two that I'm going to show you, and I'm going to try to cover it up as best I can because, you know, we're not supposed to show the stitches or the charts. So I'm going to, like I said, I'm going to try to do it best I can. Now the nice thing is that you're going to see here on the side, which I do want to show you, is that it has like little color squares, and it also tells you which number it was. Like I told you in the very beginning, there was that one column that talks about the yarn colors. It gives you a key. Excuse me. But you know that you can make these in any color that you want to. So the first two here is called the donut and the coffee mug. So let me show you the donut here real quick. I'm going to try to see if I can't do it this way. There you go. Maybe this is going to work out pretty good. Get that folded. Yeah, here we go. Here you go. Can you see that? Now this one is called the donut, and it only has 3 colors to it. This next one is called the coffee mug, and it looks like it has 5 different colors. But what's nice about both of these is that you do the square, and then you do the little motif, and then you put, you know, you just stitch them on top of each other, which I think is really, really nice. And the next two are done the same way, where you just do a basic granny square, and then you do the little motif, and then you put it on top. Now this one is called ice cream. And again, like I said, you know, you could do these in any color that you want. And if you look right here, this is what I was telling you about, the little color key that it tells you of the colors that they chose to use. Now, if you didn't particularly care for these colors, you know, you could just go in and make your own colored ice cream. You know, if you wanted it to be chocolate with a tan cone, you could do that. Now, this next one I thought was pretty cute. It's called the cookie. And again, it has little colors there for you to look at. Now, this next one I thought was really cute because it's called the fried egg pot holder. There you go. Is that not cute? And I could just see you making that really any size that you wanted to. Make it a big pot holder, make it a small pot holder, or make it just for a decorative pot holder to hang up, you know, in your wall. Now this next one is called the lattice top pie. And folks, I want to tell you something. Whoever designed this one did a really good job, because that definitely looks like a cherry pie. Is that not cute? And again, these are just 2 different, you know, pieces. You do the granny square, you do the motif, and you just pop them on top of each other. And there's one that's a waffle, one that's a cupcake. Wanted to get into some of these others here. Oh, now folks, this one is really, really cute. This is called the teapot pincushion. Now this one obviously would stand up on its own. Just a little teapot there sitting on a coaster. Is that not cute? That would be something really nice to make for the person that likes to sew a lot in your family, or you know, one of your friends. Okay, most of the others of these are the same type, where you make them and then put the motif on top. Now this one, you do basically most of the work within the granny square itself, and then you just add a little bit of touches. This is called the apple coaster. And you can see there where the apple is made along with the granny square, and then you just have the little stems and leaves that are done separately and then stitched on top. So here we're getting into just a little bit more of mixing our design with the granny square. Let's look at this orange and this raspberry. Yes, now the orange here is made. Now it looks like the, let me turn this around so it's better, easier to get up there to you. Now the orange there is made separate, and you have a little bit more open design of a granny square. But this next one, the raspberry, is made in with the granny square, and then you just make the leaves separate. Alright, so you're kind of getting the idea of that style of granny square. Let's see here. Alright, now this is a very nice way of using a granny square. This is called a granny square strawberry towel topper. Now what I like about this one is that it is just the little topper, and you can, let's see if I can move it up just a little bit for you. And then you have that little chain there, and you can, excuse me, and then you can hang different towels out without having to, you know, change the towel completely. Now I also can see this being where if I wanted to, I could just go ahead then and stitch it on the top of a folded tea towel, and then it would always be together. But I think that's a really nice use of the granny square, making it and then cutting it in half. Alright, so this one really to me is a true 3D granny square, and I really loved it. It is going to be one of the first ones that I make. Look at that little lamb. Can you see the 3D effect there? I just think that is super, super cute. Really love that one. Now, folks, I am skipping over some in here. I mean, you know, there's 100 of them in here, and we're liable to be here all day looking at every one of them. But I just wanted to point out a few of them to you. Now, this is really cute. Again, like I said, granny squares are being used for a lot of different things nowadays, and this is called the Little Llama Bag. And I could just see some little girl love walking around with that. Look at the little handle there, and look at the little llama detail. You know, you could even go a little bit further if you wanted to and make it a little shoulder bag by just putting a long strap on it so the little girl could walk around with it hanging off her shoulder. And there's puppy dogs and rabbits. Now, here is a very, very cute animal cube. I won't even have to, but it tells you the different types of animals you can put on there. I think there's a penguin, and it looks like a cow face. It says there's a dog, a cow, a penguin, a crab, and then it tells you how to put it together. So let's see. So as I said, oh, there's lots of different things here. There's a fox and a jellyfish and a panda. And again, these are all ones where the granny square is made, and then the little animal itself, and then you stitch them on. I wanted to get to some of these others here. These are a little bit more. Now, I really like this little turtle here. Just got to show you this turtle. I could probably make me a cube just out of little turtles. Isn't he cute? I just think he's precious. Look at that. And you know, a lot of these could be made uh, just by simply doing them and maybe putting a little back on, some kind of backing on them, and then putting them on a mobile. Wouldn't that be cute over a baby's bed? I just think they would be precious. And then we have some other things, beach type. We've got some bumblebees and butterflies. I wanted to get back here to, um, yes. Now this one here, the it's called a fluffy flower, and it very much is a 3D flower. Don't know that I would have chosen these colors today because they do tend to blend in with each other a little bit, I think. You might like those. But I could see that making a gorgeous, gorgeous, like um, chrysanthemum or maybe a sunflower sort. I think that one's very cute. And there's some daisies. All right. Now, this one caught my eye, which I thought was cute. This is made with squares of different types of flowers. Look at that pillow. Is that not cute? And you could take and put that on, you know, front and back, or you could just, what's going on here? There it is. You could just put it on one side and then, of course, leave the back side blank. That's just too pretty to use. That is most definitely a look at me type. Now, these are wrist warmers made with granny squares and some flowers. I never thought about making wrist warmers, but look at this. Is that not a really cute idea? I just think that's precious. And then, of course, with the little flower on there. But I can see making these granny squares, little gloves, and maybe taking some of the animal pieces and putting it on top for little kids. I think they'd be precious. Okay. And again, just some different um, flowers. Here's my sunflower. Pop that up there to you real quick. Isn't it cute? I just love that. I know I showed a little bit of the text in the chart, but just wanted to show you that one real quick. But again, there are just so many different ideas in here. Um, it really is a very good book, and like I said, it's a nice jumping off point simply because you can take many of these designs and put them in the colors that you would prefer. Like I said, with that little ice cream cone. um, oh, look, here's a turkey. Gotta show you the turkey on here. I think this would make, if you did several of these and made a nice little runner for your table, or maybe in the corner of a placemat. Would that not be cute at Thanksgiving dinner? Or make them as a little glass warmer. I just now thought about that. What if you did two of them, put them together? That's a good idea. I hadn't thought about that. I kind of like that idea. And there's some reindeer and present lookings. Let's see if there's anything else in here. Oh, I got to show you the Easter egg. It's just precious. It just really is. Now, again, I think I would use a little bit brighter colors. Those are mostly pastels, which is kind of what we think about at Easter time. But I think I'd have to have my Easter eggs just a little bit more brightly lit up. But again, like I said, that's me. And as I said, there's this section back here that gives you your basic stitches, what's going to be used, how to use them. And I really think that's nice in the books that you buy nowadays, that they remind you about how to do certain stitches, which is good for those that are beginners and wanting to branch out just a little bit. So I think that's a very nice thing to include, especially when you're working with granny squares. And then here in the very back, it tells you about the designers. Katie Moore, you can find her at the, oh, Katie is the maker, crafter, and crochet designer behind the blog and online store at Thorsby's Cottage. And she does have a website. It's called thorsbycottage.com. And then Celine Seaman, she is at craftycc.com. She's a crocheting designer that's based in Australia. She loves to create modern and bright crocheted projects and is well known for her signature style. Let's see, Sharna Moore. Her website is sharnamore123.wixsite.com/crochet. She studied textiles at college and has always been an avid crocheter. Her passion for crochet has grown significantly over the years, so she felt it was very natural for her to start designing her own patterns. And below each one, it tells you specifically which of the um, little squares in here were designed by them. So that's a nice thing to know too, especially if you get to liking, specific designs, then that can kind of tell you if you like design number one and it was, let's say, produced by Katie, then you can come here in the back and say, well, her other designs were number 47, 52, whatever. And you can go and look and see what styles they are. And again, like I said, it kind of gives you an idea of how to branch off on your own, even if you take their designs and just change up the color schemes, then it becomes totally yours, so to speak. So that's what I found for you today, and I thought you might enjoy this little book. Now, like I said, I picked it up at Joann's, but I did find it on um, Amazon, so I will leave a link down in the description box if you think it's something that you might like to pick up. Um, my husband keeps saying, "Why do you keep buying so many books?" And it's like, well, if I just get one or two patterns out of one book, to me, it's worth the money. Don't you think? So, but there's going to be more than one or two patterns out of here that I've already got my eye on and who they might be made for. But anyway, I hope you did like this little bit of a show off of this book. Now, like I said, I didn't show you everything in here because there are 100 designs, but I do hope that you take a moment if you see it in the store to flip through it and look at it. Like I said, I got mine at Joann's. I'm sure you can find it at Michael's, possibly Hobby Lobby, or any bookstore that you like to venture into, like Barnes and Nobles, half price books, and I don't know about the other ones, but just whatever your local bookstore. Might even be in your local library for you to just go and check and see if you would be interested in having it before you actually purchased it. So that's all I have for you today. Again, thank you so much for sharing your time with me. I do greatly appreciate it. And if you like this video about this book, please consider sharing it out there with some of your other yarny friends. I'm sure that they would like to know about this book and where they might could find it as well. So until next time, please remember to be the light out there in the darkness for someone today, because you never know, could be your light that they are waiting to see. Love you all. Thanks again. Bye.